All right.
Hi,
Go
I'm
ahead.
Susan Saylor, and today I'm interviewing Judy Talbert. So, Judy, the first thing I would like to know is about how long have you been involved with pathwork?
Oh, geez. I think I read my first Pathwork lecture in about 2001 or 2002, somewhere along there. I was going to another school. It's a healing arts school that's up in Meadville, and they assigned. I think it would have been, well, there were two, and one was on images, and I think the other one was about the abyss. And they might as well, I mean, they were written in English. I knew every word, but somehow as I read it, I might as well have been reading Greek. It just seemed to make no sense to me. So it's really interesting that I continued on. For some reason or other, I had an interest in it, even though it didn't make much sense.
And remind me again, that was 2001.
2001 or 2002,
Yeah,
somewhere in there.
but that itself wasn't pathwork, it was a reading from pathwork.
Correct. And what I did then was I started looking around for people who were studying this. And I heard about this little group. I don't know how I learned about it, but I got the name of Kathy McAllister and had no idea who she was. Called her and said, I understand you are studying pathwork. Would you consider accepting me as one of your, people in the group? And she said, well, she would have to talk with the group members and then she'd get back to me. But yes, they would. I think I probably did a little bit of a sales job, like I was going to be a good student. And they took me into this already formed group. And when I look back, I must have had it's hard to come into a group that's already formed.
Yeah.
And when people have known each other a lifetime. And I don't know, I just had a real desire somehow to study.
So you found a little bit about pathwork and you got involved with this group. What was it about pathwork that drew you to it?
Well, I it was there was something of I didn't know what it was, but there was something in the lectures that I felt was of value. There was something. Didn't I don't think I could have articulated what it was, but it seemed to have answers. Um, and and there was a genuine another thing was there were actually two things that really drew me to it that I thought, oh, this could work for me. That was that the teachers were not elevated. You knew they knew more. I appreciated that they knew more, but they weren't trying to be anything above. They were just simply people on the path. So I loved that because I had come from an environment where the teacher was kind of in the guru mode, and that kind of turned me off. And the second thing that really said, oh, I can relax here, is that we all have a lower self nature. We all swim in the same swimming pool. We're all in this together. And that was very comforting to me. It was just comforting to know that I didn't have to try to be anything more than I was. So those are the things that really drew me, I think, to path work.
That's really a very helpful formulation. So you've been involved with path work 21 years or so. How has it changed the way you live your life?
Well, you know, change is, it's really, change is an interesting thing because um, it happens by dribs and drabs, more or less. And sometimes you need other people to really get a sense of the how far you've traveled. But for me, I think the thing that is most changed is just a sense of comfort. I'm just more comfortable. I'm more at ease. I'm okay with, some of the things that used to, really kind of push me over the edge. Um, yeah, I would say that's the biggest thing. Um, I think learning about duality, that we live in this in a world of black, white, good, bad. You got to have a side. That really, that knowledge is just so foundational that, we don't have to live like that. I don't have to live like that. I can lift above that and see things on a different way. And it helps me to hold a lot of what's going on in the world today, I think. So
Well, there's certainly a lot to hold in this world, so
there is, there is. And the guide says that there is a plan, and that really gives me great comfort. It really does.
yes. Yeah. A number of people say the path work is really difficult work. What has been challenging for you about path work?
Well, I was giving some, I was reflecting before I started talking to you, and I feel that maybe the one thing that I find challenging about path work is the idea that you just have to be dogged and always working and always doing, and it, and I feel like, yeah, I want to be always have my transformation in front of me. I want that to be my goal. And I feel like life brings to me what it is I need to look at. If I'm paying attention and if I offer myself each day, show me what it is, um, and it doesn't have to be anything big in the world, it's just maybe being a little more patient with my husband, you know, patient, loving, kind with people in my life. So I know you probably meant challenging in another way, but
No, I really didn't have any sense, but that seems a very good answer to me.
yeah, well, thank you. It is, um, there is work, and we always need to be willing to look at ourselves. And I don't know that it has to be, kind of with any kind of dogged determination. I think it comes. So that's what I'm learning, I think.
Yeah, that seems comforting rather than daunting and off-putting. If you were going to name the single most significant change you've made in your life, what would you say that is?
Mhm. Fear. I've gotten rid of well, not totally, certainly not totally, but I have, for the vast majority of my adult years, probably until I was in my 50s, well, maybe through the 40s. I mean, I really was bound by anxiety and fear in one way or another. I mean, it could be over, absolute stupid stuff, or it could be as big as my job, or, there, it just filtered in to everything that I did. And so there was when I said I'm more relaxed, I think when I think back on the way I was and the way people tell me they saw me, there was a certain rigidity about my body and about the way I approached life. And that rigidity came for me from a great deal of anxiety about what was going to happen, how was it going to go down, could I meet it, how stupid was I going to look, all of that. And so it's not that I don't have fears and anxieties now, of course I do, but they don't, um, it doesn't usually grab me. I know it's there and I can kind of let go into something bigger and ask for help. So I think that's the biggest shift.
Well, my goodness, that's enormous.
Uh,
Just so powerful.
Thank
And
you.
what a blessing. Is there anything we haven't touched on yet that you would like to bring up concerning path work?
Well, for me, one of the things that I've always wanted in life is community. It's been a big heart wish to be in community, and I have really found that here. Now, so if I know these little vignettes, these little videos are going out on our website, and so if somebody listens to this, I would just want them to know that this really is and can be a wonderful community of people who are really accepting. And one of the things that I love so much is that we have really created a pretty broad foundation for people. I mean, we have people who are practicing Christians, we have people who are really observant Jews, we have people who are primarily oriented to Buddhism. So, and then we have people who, really aren't sure where they fall in all of that. And the thing that I really appreciate is that I think no matter where you fall on that spectrum, you could be comfortable here. There's no, you need to fall into this, you got to be this way, or it's, I think there's a great opening here for people who really want to be drawn to spirit and however spirit calls you. So I guess that's what comes to mind when I think about.
Well, I think that's a lovely note to close on.
Thank you.
That really feels right. Well, thank you so much, Judy, for participating in this. I'm really grateful.
Thank you, Susan. It's been a pleasure.